sanctions in regard to GST refund. This is 2 months ago only, July. First one, someone here would have filed an RFD 01 for refund, obviously, for unutilized input tax credit, definitely in case of LUT, which is non-payment of tax, right? So there what happens, sir, when you file an RFD 01 in Annexure B, when all the invoices are there which you have claimed, for which you apply refund, what is it matched with? GST 2A, na? Proper officer says, please make a PDF of GST 2A for the refund period, upload it, they match all that. That has been changed, long gone. From 14th of July, now 2B has come. Big problem, sir, big problem. Try to understand. This has been retrospectively affected from 1st of January 2022. Why is this date? Any clicking in the head, sir? Why is this date? Because from 1st of January 2022, GST 2B and 3B matching was mandated. Before that, there was nothing in the law. Section 16 subsection 2 clause AA read with amended rule 36 sub rule 4. It came into effect from 1st January 2022, which meant that whatever amount is there in your 2B, you are going to claim in 3B. So same way, today, standing on 14 July 2023, the government goes back to 1st of January 2022 and says, if you are today filing a refund application which covers a period from 1st of January 2022, you have to follow GST Act 2B. Now what is the problem, sir? My refund period is from 1st January to 30th October, 10 months. In that GST Act 2B, 2B is a dynamic statement, we all know, 2B is a static statement, we all know that it's not a dynamic statement. Means on the 14th of the subsequent month, 2B is generated. It depends entirely on your supplier, whether he uploads your invoice properly, whether B2B remains B2B, it does not become B2C, all of that. In those 10 months, if your invoice does not appear in 2B, you cannot claim refund. Big problem. Now the benefit earlier, what was that? GST Act 2A is a dynamic statement. In the month of September 2023, if any supplier of mine still uploads his invoice for the month of April, May, June, July, September 2022, my 2A will be dynamic. In 2 days it will be uploaded. If I file after the third day, my RFD 01 GST Act 2A is updated. 2A matching, credit you will get. But 2B is blocked that time. Your supplier did not upload that time. Your supplier uploaded now. So 2A will be updated, 2B will be not. So your refund will be constrained. I hope this particular point was clear. This is a very, very unfavorable point for us. This particular is a favorable clarification. Sir, what used to happen, you would have experienced this also, it's quite funny. When we file for refund application and a unutilized input tax credit, in case of non-payment of IGST under LUT and bond, there is a formula. The value of export, 0 rated in the numerator, adjusted total turnover denominator into the ITC appearing in total for your tax period in Annexure B, subject to the ITC available at the time of filing of RFD 01 or at the time of your tax period ending, right? Now what has happened, many officers, they have the clarification by notification 14/2022 this, that the numerator will be FOB value, lower of FOB or the invoice value. For instance, if you export CIF, but still refund, you will be getting on FOB value of the export. So that will be the numerator, that has been clarified. But what will be the denominator? Denominator is adjusted total turnover, which means domestic supply, exempt supply, everything taken together, and your 0 rated supply is also there. But here, in 0 rated supply, they are taking CIF value, higher value. Numerator, they are taking FOB value, denominator, they are taking CIF value or value as per the tax invoice. What is that happening? Numerator, mathematics में क्या होता है? चौड़ा होते जा रहा है. Numerator छोटा होते जा रहा है, denominator चौड़ा होते जा रहा है. So obviously the refund amount will be much lesser. So that was the problem. So it has been clarified that no sir, if you are taking FOB value in the numerator, please take FOB value of the export in the denominator in adjusted total turnover plus the domestic turnover. So it is clarified that both numerator and denominator, they will have the FOB value only. This again, there are certain time limits within which we have to make refund, within which we have to export the goods. For goods, we have to do it within 3 months from the date of invoice. Or for services, we have to comply with 1 year. Within 1 year, the foreign exchange should come to our authorized dealer or in our bank account. Otherwise, what will happen? There is some rule, 96A. Within 15 days of expiry of 3 months or for 1 year, you have to pay the IGST along with applicable interest, for which you have taken LUT and a bond. So now, to 2-3 months later, 5th month or 6th month, you do your export. COVID हो गया, delay हो गया, कुछ भी हो गया, जो भी है. Now you will say, sir, I have done export. You have taken two amounts from me. One is to obviously the unutilized input tax rate, which is blocked, and the other you asked me to pay input tax IGST along with applicable interest. So I am going to apply for refund for the unutilized input tax rate under RFD 01. That is clear. Within 2 years, I'll do that. But what about the IGST payment which I have done because of violation of this rule? Whether I get a refund for that? Yes, I will get refund for that. What was the mechanism? File in excess payment of tax in RFD 01. This is a new proviso. Again, this mentions the same thing in terms in when you are exporting goods, you expect the full value of export. You expect the full value of export to be realized within 9 months. What is mentioned in FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, the time period mentioned in FEMA is 9 months. When you are exporting goods, you expect the foreign exchange to come in 9 months. If it does not come in 9 months, then what do you have to do? You will have to pay back the refund along with applicable interest. So this particular insertion of new proviso mentions this only. You can also note during GST audit if they mention that this particular 9 months was increased to 15 months for the receipt of foreign exchange for exports done during COVID up to July 31st, 2020. This is for all those exporters who make exports with payment of IGST. There is an amendment here, insertion of new section 16 subsection 4. Government says ki sab cheez hataiye. I will now notify the class of persons, I will notify the goods and services for which you can make export with payment of IGST. I don't care what you do, what your business model is, I don't know. If your goods are not there in this list, you can do the export with payment of IGST. So there are only 3-4 different types of goods here, pan masala, unmanufactured tobacco and all of those related entries. But if tomorrow the government puts in any particular good for which you are doing exports, you will not be able to follow the route of export with payment of IGST. So this is the current notification which has come out. This will come into effect from 1st of October 2023. This was notified in July 31st, but this amendment pertains to Finance Act 2021, 2 years ago, notified now.